Good morning. Welcome. Y'all made it. Y'all set your clocks at the right time. So we'll know if people come in like really late that are not normally late. They forgot to do it. So. All right. What's going on? Hey, we've got an expo coming up. Gosh, like 3 weeks, some ridiculous small amount of time, and boy, and we so depend on everybody to help with that. I mean, we do. You know, it's the only thing we ever really, well, we don't expect it, but let's put it this way, we can't do it without you. I mean, we really can't. 18 years of doing the show, that's just amazing. So, anyway, laws of the natural universe. I started that last week, so I'll just go a little bit further. Law of the bath. When the body is fully immersed in water, the telephone rings. Of course, back then you actually tried to answer it. Now it's like, whatever. Then you leave a message, right? The law of close encounters. The probability of meeting someone you know increases when you are with someone you don't want to be seen with. Law of the result. When you try to prove to someone that a machine won't work, it will. Had it happen yesterday, actually. So, the severity of the itch is inversely proportional to the reach. At any event, the people whose seats are the furthest from the aisle arrive last. What is that? And the law of coffee. As soon as you sit down to a hot cup of coffee, your boss will ask you to do something which, of course, will last until the coffee is cold. Don't know how that works, but it does. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. And John said, all we are saying is give peace a chance. That's right. That's right. Seems simple. George, soft rock music isn't rock. It isn't even music. It's just soft. All right. Ooh. Eddie's Grand Ice Cream created the flavor Rocky Road after the stock market crash of 1929. The company hoped the flavor's whimsical name would give people something to smile about. So. Yeah, it is. Slate was in wide use as a writing material as early as the 14th century. It became standard equipment for all occasions on which temporary notices were displayed. Among others, political leaders found it very useful. Groups of party officials conferring about their list of nominees would place a large slate before the House. Names were listed, erased, and substituted until general agreement was reached. Current in the United States as late as 1800, this use of the black writing surface caused any list of candidates to be called a slate. So, now you know. I know you came in here today wondering where that word came from. And these today that make you go, they're all pretty deep. So I might have to repeat them all twice. I don't know. But I will try to put the accent on the right syllable and go from there. So. A hurtful act is the transference to others of the degradation which we bear in ourselves. Wow. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. The greatest pleasure I have known is to do a good action by stealth and to have found it out by accident. Chaos often breeds life when order breeds habit. Okay, fine, Phil. Move on. Anything you need to say about the expo? Or? Oh, okay. Actually, Jan asked me to do something too, but I don't remember what that was. Where is it? Okay. Thank you.
All right, so I have 3 booths left to fill.
Woohoo!
I was able to ask a couple of the larger vendors if they'd like to take over a couple of the booths to expand their booths, and they did. So that took care of several of the booths. So 3 booths left to fill, 2 10 by 10s and 1 5 by 7. So if you're
All in
interested,
the atrium, right?
Yeah, no, two in the atrium and now one in the ballroom. One person pulled out in the ballroom. So, yeah, and that one's right as you come in
Oh, that's
the
right. We did
loading
have
door.
somebody pull out yesterday, I think. Or
Yeah,
recently.
one did. Yeah. So 3 booths left. Email me healinghands999@gmail.com if you're interested. No matter what it is you do, email me. Let me know. Give me a description of what you do, and then I can let you know if that category is not full. Also, the silent auction. We are accepting the gifts for the silent auction right now. If you want to make up a basket, if you want to bring things in very gently used, more new than not items, there's tags and stuff in the back. You can put them on the counter back there and fill out a tag. Self-explanatory. So desperately needing things, guy things, theme baskets, whatever you want to do.
Wading boots, golf, something,
yeah,
hunting,
anything,
something.
anything.
No rifles,
Tools. I
please.
actually have somebody
No.
who does have some tools they're going to donate. So things like that. There was something else I was going to mention now, and I just forgot. You went. All right, it wasn't meant to be mentioned at this time.
Wave and flail your arms if you remember. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Little kids, describing what love is. Love is what is in the room with you at Christmas if you stop opening presents and listen. Little Mika, age 6. If you want to learn to love better, you should start with a friend you hate. Yeah, little Noelle. Love is when you tell a guy you like his shirt, then he wears it every day. Love is like a little old woman and a little old man who are still friends even after they know each other so well. During my piano recital, I was on stage and I was scared. I looked at all the people watching me and saw my daddy waving and smiling. Thought that was just fine. Where did everything? Oh yeah, those are together. This. Things that are going on at the expo. Some of the topics for the seminars. Thank you. I was doing presentations. I know I didn't want to use the L word, so. Oneness Blessing at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Is the chatter in your mind? Is that chatter in your mind? Tell you the truth on pendulums. Ask the ancient ones. Oh, pendulums, two separate things. I see. Yeah. Is that chatter in your mind to tell you the truth? And then there's the pendulums. Ask the ancient ones. Maitreya. World teacher for the age of Aquarius. Align your life, body, health with mind connection. Let your light shine. 3 essential techniques. Essential oils. Manifesting the dream of vision. Dream version. Oh, I can't read, right? Can sound therapy help with stress and grief? Find your expo superpower. Cool. And then at 6 p.m., special event, Voices from Beyond. If you're wondering what that is, talk to Janice. It's been a couple of years since you've done something like that, so don't do it very often. It takes a lot of work and so. All right. Should I do both of these? I'll just do one of them. So which one do I choose? I'll guess one. I'll do this one. The Greek loan. A Greek man walked into the bank in New York City and asked for the loan officer. Told the loan officer he was going to Greece on business for 2 weeks and needed to borrow $5,000, and that he was not a depositor of the bank. The bank officer told him that the bank would need some form of security for the loan. So the Greek man handed over the keys of his new Ferrari. The car was parked on the street in front of the bank. The Greek man produced the title and everything checked out. The loan officer agreed to hold the car as collateral for the loan and apologized for having to charge 12% interest. Later, the bank president and its officials all enjoyed a good laugh at the Greek man for using a $250,000 Ferrari as collateral for a $5,000 loan. An employee of the bank then drove the Ferrari into the bank's underground garage and parked it. 2 weeks later, the Greek man returned We paid the $5,000 and the interest of $23.07 in full. The loan officer said, "Sir, we are very happy to have had your business, and this transaction has actually worked out very nicely, but we are a little puzzled. While you were away, we checked you out and found out that you're a millionaire. What puzzles us is why you would borrow $5,000 when you're a millionaire." The Greek man said, "Malaka, where else in New York City can I park my car for 2 weeks for $23.07 and expect it to be there when I get back?" Sorry for people in New York City that are watching. Hey, it's a joke, right? I was actually reading something in Parade. Speaking of New York City, a gal, she was the one that did the Moana, the cute little movie. She was the voice behind the girl, the singing voice. Real talented girl. She's 17 and senior in high school. And she, born, raised, and lived in Hawaii, where they've got 4 seasons. Summer, 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 and summer. And she moved to New York City, and she's just trying to survive now because of cold, and so... it's just a byline. Okay, let's sing a song. This, what? Huh? Oh, lids on cups. Cups on lids. Cups on lids. Yeah, you can have something in here, but try to put it in a cup that you're not going to make a mess with, or if you do make a mess, either clean it up or tell somebody about it. That would be cool. There's something else now that you had said that. Circus. That was one. What did I do with the tickets? We've got some tickets in the back for the circus is coming to town. They're free tickets for what? March 29th. So they're in the back. That's a cool deal. I don't know how we got them, but we got them. Yeah, what a deal. What a deal. So take the kids, take a child. If you don't have any kids, find some kids.
That was fun. Yay. Oh, it's warm in here.
Yes, it's true. For a limited time only, we have a sale on eggs. $3 a dozen. Actually, that's a heck of a good deal for colorful eggs. I mean, you get entertainment plus good nutrition.
Thank you.
It's because there's a whole bunch of them back there. So $3, take advantage of it.
Communion, if you want to help us set up communion in the mornings and clean up after services, that's really, really helpful. So I'm going to start that, pass around. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. That's how it is. And a phone number, yes. These are our volunteer lists. If you volunteered for the expo, just check and make sure that you're there. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I think you've already done yours. I'm going to pass that on. Okay, any other business I need to do? This is what Phil's table next to the chair looks like at home. Avalanche material, yep. I've been working on our expo flyers, so I'm going to have some made, and then I'm going to have some little reminder cards made. I set those up, and they didn't look right, so I think I'll let a professional work on that one. Anyway, happening stuff. Okay, I want to chat with you today about what your body's telling you. And there's schools of thought having to do with health and wellness, and sometimes those schools of thought are conflicting. So here's an idea. There's some people out there that think that this is how it is and everything happens by chance and that's all there is to it. Other people think, well, no, God decided that you're going to be sick and that's how it is. There's nothing to do about it. And then there's other people who think that, no, your karma. That's why everything's happening to you now. And then some people think that, no, everything I'm thinking right now is the cause of whatever health issues I have. And then there's other people think, no, it's my subconscious feelings. What's going on subconsciously? That's the issue. I think they're all right. think it's a little bit of everything. And I think some of it has to do with time and chance, and sometimes, maybe you do have a karmic thing that you're working out. And maybe sometimes it is a spiritual lesson for you to learn. Let it freaking go. Who cares how you got here? If that makes you sleep at night so you can say it's my fault that I did this to myself, or if you have to think God did that to you, if that helps you sleep at night, that's fine. But in the bottom line is, what are you going to do about it now? What are you going to do about it now? And I firmly believe that what we think, say, feel, do changes everything. What we think, say, feel, do changes everything. And then you add to that, in that think, feel, say, do, is a spiritual aspect of having divine assistance in the process. A lot of us have this hang up that we think that our physical vehicles should be perfect. No, they're made to break down. That's what they do, because they're going to carry us for a while. And then, you know what? We got to get out of this so that we can ascend, right? We can go on to the next level, whatever that might be in your level of consciousness. So here's the thing. It's not meant to last forever. It's not meant to be perfect. Your spiritual being, this spirit that's within, has that perfection. But the physical form is a physical form. It's meant to fall apart eventually. And how we get from here to the falling apart part, we have some say in that. And there's lots of schools of thought about how to make that happen. I think that having a wonderful balance of modern medicine and homeopathic meditation, prayer, I think all of that is really, really helpful. So whatever your school of thought is, hey, great, good, glad you got that. What are you going to do from here? Because I think your body is trying to tell you stuff. I do think there is this communication that happens on an energetic, cellular level, that our spirit can use our body to communicate, and our subconscious can use our body to communicate, right? So it can be a form of communication. Let's just think about all the ways we talk about our body. Digging your heels in. You ever have foot problems? You digging your heels in about something? And you've heard the phrase, hey Phil, could you bring me some water, hon? You seem to have a... No. Yeah, my throat chakra is screaming at me. You've heard the phrase, being cut off at the knees, or a situation brought you to your knees. So there's some emotions and situations that we have attributed to the body. I hate your guts. We talk about our body parts and we attach emotions to them. We attach energetic structure to them. And that energetic structure can either support us or can cause some discomfort. Oh, bless you, my dear. I bet you already opened it, didn't you?
Thank you, Jenny.
Oh, Ginny brought water? Here's to you, Jenny. So, there's lots of things out there. Edgar Cayce has a bunch of stuff to say about health, emotion code, high touch. High touch can relate different body parts to, or different meridians to emotions. A blocked spleen. Well, you say that fast 3 times. A blocked spleen can be about sympathy, worry, and forgetfulness. Gallbladder. Let me look up gallbladder. Anger, irritability, excessive need to control. So your body can manifest feelings and experiences in physical form based on what emotions you're carrying. Louise Hay, we all know Louise Hay, heard of Louise Hay. If you haven't, Louise Hay. She has this wonderful book about you can heal your life, and she has this, what would you call this? What does she call it? The list. She calls it a list. Can we make things harder than they are? Not me. So she'll list a body ailment, and then she'll list the emotional cause for it, and then the probable cause. And then she'll list a new thought pattern you might want to implement. So like aging problems, social beliefs, old thinking, fear of being oneself, rejection of the now, and a new thought pattern. I love and accept myself at every age. Each moment in life is perfect. So translating your thoughts can shift how the body manifests itself. The good book even has lots to say about health and stuff. I'm going to read you some things in Proverbs. I love this. Fun. I think this is just darn fun. I would have done more, but I ran out of stickies. See, I got all these stickies. I ran out of my stash. Is that the first one? No, I've got more. Here we go. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. Oh, I'm sorry. Proverbs 4:23. And that's talking about having safe boundaries. If you have a safe boundaries, you know who you are and what you're doing, that's good. Proverbs 12:18. There is one who speaks rashly, like the thrusts of a sword. Ooh. But the tongue of the wise brings healing. Not only healing to relationships, that doesn't need to come back. Each side had its own. You're good. So not only healing of relationships, but healing of the body, healing of yourself. Have you ever had a really bad headache? And have you ever said, stupid headache, I just hate this headache, and then it gets worse? Well, what would happen if you said, oh, headache, I'm so sorry you're feeling bad, and be a blessing, and we'll just rest and be at peace and be quiet for a little minute and honor it. And it gets better. It really does. So what we tell ourselves, the mouth, can bring healing. Anxiety in the heart of man weighs it down, but a good word makes it glad. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Get a goal. Goals are awesome when you meet them. But no, we kind of like either make this huge thing that we'll never accomplish, and then we're back to this hope deferred makes the heart sick. Gee, wonder why I don't feel good. Oh, sorry, chapter and verse, chapter 13, verse 12. But if you have a hope, if you have a goal and it's attainable and you attain it, what happens? It's a tree of life. Want to have a better life? Have better goals. Set better, clearer goals for yourself. Help them to be attainable. And you know, sometimes the best goal, an attainable goal, is one that you share with someone so you have encouragement. Speak it. Speak it to a friend who can say, yeah, I know you can do that. If anybody can, you can. And they, oh yeah, well, I guess I can. Share that. That's fun. Same chapter, chapter 13, verse 19. Desire realized is sweet to the soul. Chapter 14 of Proverbs, verse 30. A tranquil heart. Phil can't read. I can't talk. You're screwed. Oh boy, am I glad you love me. The laughing is healing. Good darn thing, right? A tranquil heart is life to the body. But passion is rottenness to the bones. Now, that's not passion of having, oh, I'm passionate about, let me get this work done. But it's about being ruled by your passions and not having a sense of worth or sense of value, but being just driven by stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Have you ever been, you've been obsessed by stuff before, haven't you? And how does that feel? It just makes you crazy. Just makes you crazy. All right, verse 8. No, I didn't want that one. Verse 4. A soothing tongue is a tree of life. What are we saying to ourselves? We say some of the darndest mean things. We would never say those mean things to somebody else. But you say them to yourself, don't you? Mm-hmm. Stupid shit. No, cancel. This is a wonderful thing. Learn to do this. Cancel. What will you do when you do that, thumb and ring finger? This goes directly to your heart. And your heart goes directly to your brain. So if you cancel, then you can shift, alt, delete, and reverse that. Then you put something new in there. I'm a precious child of God. See how it was a little harder for me to say that one? I need to work on that one, don't I? Can't remember. So cancel. Yeah, we're all going to walk around doing this. I know what you mean when you're doing this. Okay. We're just too funny. I read that one. Almost done here. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. That was chapter 16, verse 24. Chapter 15, other side of the page, bright eyes gladden the heart. What does that mean? The bright eyes part is the light of the eyes, gladden the heart. Have you ever been around somebody who you know loves you, and they look at you and they look into your soul and you feel better? That's this bright eyes gladden the heart. So have bright eyes to people. This could be taken either way. Words of a whisperer are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Careful what you hear. Careful what we're listening to. Whether it's somebody else's chatter or what we're whispering to ourselves. Be careful. The spirit of a man can endure his sickness, but a broken spirit who can bear? And I think that's all for now of that. I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking to you a little bit about the messages your body may be sending you. As with anything I say, trust your own heart. If it doesn't ring true for you, throw it out the window. It's just me blathering here. Your soul knows what's right for you. But here's some thoughts. I'm just here to stir up your thinking. I'm here to make you think. And if you think, oh, she's really whacked, that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I want you to think. So think about things. So let's just kind of do a scan over some of the body parts that can have issues. Headaches. Headaches can often be like a little circlet or like a little band around your head. Sometimes, cancel that. Sometimes that has to do with hormones can be out of balance and cause a headache that's a circle. Sometimes it's when we're trying to have authority in somebody else's life, or when we're not having authority enough in our own life to make our own decisions. So you want to know how to get rid of that? Put your hands around your head like this, and you'll almost feel it. Shake it loose and lift it off. Throw it away. And you'll feel that just dissipate. And as you're doing that physical releasing of that energetic structure that has happened, you can also at the same time recognize, I have authority in my own life. I don't have to fix their life. I don't have to change their life. I don't have to make decisions for them. I don't have to follow up on them, make sure they're doing it right. They get to have their own consequences, and I get to guide my own boat. You're in your own ship here. You're the captain of your own ship. Do your thing. Does that make sense? Eye issues. I have eye issues. Not fun. Eye issues, really complicated because it could be about things we don't want to see or things that we've seen too much pain in the world. and that can create some eye issues, I think. So here's one way to release eye stuff. So if you put your hand on the bridge of your nose and a finger and a thumb on either side of your face, shake it loose, and gently pull to the bridge of the nose and pull it off. And let that go. Could you feel that release? We carry a ton of energy around our eyes because our eyes are the window to the soul. So our windows are seeing what's going on in the world. So this is a really good one. Sinuses. Sinuses have to do with breathing. Are you taking a breather? Are you pushing yourself so hard you can't breathe? Hitting a nerve here, am I? So here's how to clear that one. Sweepy, 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 and release. Does that feel good? Tinkly. Let's talk about acid reflux. Acid reflux is really complicated because it involves the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. All three chakras are involved in this, and it has to do with what we're ingesting. So is somebody trying to cram something down your throat that doesn't make sense to you? Acid reflux is a part of that. It can be a symptom of, I can't swallow that stuff anymore. Remember, those are the phrases that we use. It also can be about the fact that we're getting too much of a rush. And when we just take a bite of food and chew twice and swallow it, we're not utilizing the enzymes in our mouth to help break food down so that the stomach has to do all the work. And it says, I don't want to do all this work. Send it back. So take your time. Take time. When was the last time you savored life? Savor your food. Savor the experience. No, eat in front of the television set. Oh, I got to get to work. You know. Savor. That allows the enzymes in your mouth to now effectively activate, work with your food, and then when you ingest it, it becomes a blessing. Pray about your food. Pray over it. They did a research study, it was really fun, where it was in a hospital. And they had the hospital to create some food, and they would take it from the place where it was created, made, and take it to the lab. Well, one plate went straight to the lab, and the other one went past people who would pray over it. There was more nutrients in the food that was prayed over. I don't know. Could be an idea behind kosher. I don't know. I think kosher was just to keep them safe because there's so much crud out there. So pray over your stuff. Pray before you eat. And that gives you the moment to take time to say, okay, I'm savoring life. As you're eating your food, if there's something coming up in your background, I really don't like that, that's really an aggravation, guess what? You're ingesting that as you eat. And your throat chakra's going, I can't swallow this. Your heart chakra's going, I'm not ringing true with this. And your stomach says, I can't stomach this. Your solar plexus is about individuation, how you are your own person in your own life, in your own world, how you be brave. That song we just heard. How you can stand up for yourself, how you live is your solar plexus chakra. So what you feed it in your physical form is really important. And how you feed it and how you savor. And savor life. Savor what you're experiencing. And if you can't savor life, detach yourself from the anguish long enough to give yourself nourishment and nutrients. Nourish yourself spiritually as you're consuming food. And that will assist. Sometimes our body is genetically set up to, we're going to have heart acid reflux. So if that's just a part of your genetic nature, know that that's going to be a part of your genetic nature. And maybe you need supplementation for that, a medication, fine. You know, whatever you need to do. But go ahead and do these other things too. It will assist. It's all about assisting, giving your body the best chance it can. And listening to your body. Listening to your body say, I can't take this anymore. This is not for me anymore. And maybe it's the kind of food you're eating. Maybe the kind of food you're eating isn't serving you anymore. Take a look at that. It's about being aware, bringing awareness into everything you do. Lower digestive tract. This is your second chakra issues. This is about how you interact in the world. Your tribe. Do you have a tribe? We're kind of a tribe. We're tribal wackos, but we're a tribe, right? We're just a little unusual. But we're a tribe. Your office is a tribe. And there's tribal rites that you must go through in order to be a part of the tribe. Is the tribe supportive of you? If it's not, you get to be isolated on an island and find your tribe outside of work. But it's imperative to have a tribe. So I'm really fond of AA. It's a tribe of people working towards the same goal. Each one for their own selves. Everybody's working together on their own stuff. I love that. But it's a tribe. We are not meant to exist as islands in the stream. We're meant to be a tribe. We have this tribal energy. And if you have distress in the lower abdominal area, you might want to look at that. Make sense? Let's move on to, I'm trying to do an awful lot here this morning. Let's look at sciatica, your hips. What happens here, and I want to bring that up right now because a lot of what happens in sciatica is because the abdominal muscles have gotten loose. They're not tight. Your bonds with your fellow humans are not strong. So your back then isn't strong enough to support you, and your hips tweak. And as they tweak, then they pinch nerves. It's not fun. It hurts. So again, how's your tribal strength going? Oh, and I did want to talk to you about the back. So, shoulder blades. Anybody get troubles? Mario, could you come here? I want to show you. Can you turn your back around this way? Okay. So, anybody get trouble right in here? Right on that. Oh, let me just rub that for a while, right? Okay, so that's fine, thanks. We have the capacity to have an energetic structure for angel wings. And this is about being able to open our heart space and share from the heart. But what do? We hunker down. Oh, don't look at me, don't talk to me. How you doing? Or we're busy hunkered over computer, hunkered over books or whatever we're doing. So that causes all of these muscles to not support ourselves, not to support us. So let me show you how to activate the angel wings, and you're going to love this. I do a whole workshop just on angel wings. I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version really fast. So instead of having your shoulders up here, we're going to take them up for a second and then down and back. And you'll feel that open up. Does it hurt? No. You feel it? Now, while you're back here, take a deep breath. And on the exhale, feel your angel wings open. Can you feel that? This is your ability to soar. Not be sore, but soar. Don't you love that? And if you open your heart space, that opens this angel wing capacity to allow you to be uplifted. You can't count on anybody else to uplift you. Certainly it's wonderful to have somebody who can look in your eyes and tell you you're wonderful. Certainly it's nice to have a friend say, oh, you're doing a really good job. But guess what? You and your connection to Divine Source is what uplifts you most. So utilize that. Bring this into play. And it just feels wonderful. And as you do that, you may have noticed that there's the ridge under your shoulder blade, right in there. This now can support your breathing. This is all about breathing. So if you get really sore here, breathe. Take a breather. Allow yourself that breath of life. Live in this moment. Be. That makes sense? Now, lower back. right in here, this is promises you've made to God. You vow. We vow all the time. I'll never. That's a vow to God. Exactly. No. Make sure, and there's nothing wrong with a vow, but make sure you're going to keep it. Because if you don't keep it, you're going to hurt right here. You're going to hurt right here. So you can just reach in there and kind of get a hold of that and shake it loose and pull it off. God's not holding it to you. You're holding you to you. So let it go. You know, some of us have had second marriages. Your first marriage, there were vows attached to that. Let them go. Let go of those vows. You can release them. Okay? Now, on either side, then the other two sides right here, where we often get pain right in here, this is vows to ourselves and vows to others. Sometimes you'll have marriage vows on either side of that, vows to yourself about that. And again, anything that we say, I'll never, or I have to, or all of that stuff, that gets locked back here in this low back area. So you can, again, shake those, grab a hold of them. Oh, that feels real good. And shake it loose. And then release that. And make a new vow to yourself. I vow to cherish myself. I vow to pay attention to my own life. Those sorts of things. Make sense? Rapidly running out of time, but I do want to talk to you about knees. I know it is hot in here. You want to check the heat, Phil? It's just like, maybe I'm just stirring up heat. I don't know. Never mind. When we look at our knees have to do with a pivot point where we shift. You know, if you're gonna change directions, it usually happens in our knees. So often the knees have to do with changing directions and being willing to change. Dang it, I don't like change. I like it to be what it is. So even if it's bad, I know what to expect, right? Well, bless you. And that's how she feels about that. I'm getting rid of this. It's not. And also this is about somebody, cutting you off at the knees, or somebody, situations where you feel like you've been taken down. So rather than just humility, think about when a man proposes to a woman, he gets down on one knee. He's putting her up. He's looking up to her. He's honoring her. So if you have knee issues, spend time uplifting others, honoring others, lifting others up, and your knees will be better. Does that make sense? Knees carry a lot of torque from the body weight and how we shift and how we change and how we move. So as you can uplift others, this will assist in helping you carry your own burden of your life work. Does that make sense? I think there's more on that, but I can't think of what it is right now, so I'm going to move on to that. I want to talk to you a little bit about your feet. Because feet have to do with digging in your heels. Your heels can hurt. Taking the next right step. Leaving that behind. Moving into something new and different. Walking your sacred path. Feeling supported. All of those things. So if you have foot issues, it also has to do with your base chakra, about grounding. Your right to exist in this planet of existence. This plane of existence. You have a right to be here. You have a sacred path to walk. There's something that you came here to do that no one else can do. And maybe it's simply that you're going to say one thing to one person that changes their whole world. And you may never even know. Give it up. You don't have to know what you came here to do. Just do. Just suit up, show up, do the deal. Do what you came here to do. And what you came here to do is be love and light. Open those wings. And when you open up and are your love and light, you can't fail. We're so afraid of failure. There's no such thing as failure. There's challenging consequences to some of the decisions that we make. And yet it's not failure, it's just a learning experience. It's just one more thing that we get to put in our toolbox going, oh, well, that didn't work. Let me try something different. But we attach things to judgment to our life circumstances. And then we become afraid to walk our sacred path. Your sacred path is happening all the time. It's not something you do, I'm going to write this beautiful paper and it's going to be published and I'll be famous forever. No. I mean, maybe. I mean, you might be someone who is miraculously intelligent and can do that. I hope so. We need that. And maybe you're going to suit up, show up, do the deal of your life, do what you came here to do, and someone is motivated by your kindness to be kind. Someone is motivated by your courage to be courageous. Someone is motivated by your wisdom to be wise. Just walk your sacred path. There's no wrong way to do that. There's ways that are better than another. What I'm asking you to do is bring awareness into each step. And as you step into that, step into your truth about who you really are and what you really came here to do, you're going to find some physical issues that will vanish. I would like to get you a guided meditation before we do anything else. So I'm sure you have tons of questions. You can look at my Louise Hay book after services or the High Touch book or whatever. But use your own thinking. What do you think your body is trying to tell you? You can suss this out. You know, what might this mean? Just ask.